Ross, 5-1 victory here at Dover. You must be thrilled with that.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent game. We started a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy in possession, but once we got out of that sort of, there's a 6 or 7 minute period of a couple sloppy passes, maybe due to the travel, just stretching our legs a little bit. After that, I thought we was outstanding. Again, the only criticism is that we didn't score enough. You know, we look at the scoreline and yeah, it looks good, but we had about 8 chances. Keepers made some good saves, so we've got to take the positives out of that. But in terms of the overall shift, to come down, it's the first time I've been here, first time some of the boys have been here, and to put that performance in on a warm day, is brilliant. So yeah, first class.
I mean this in the nicest, most respectful way, but it could have been 10 today.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you picked up on that just then. What have you said to the lads, I suppose? Like, it could have been 10. Yeah. It's a great win, 5-1, but we're still not content, I'd say. Is that fair?
Yeah, I just said that, yeah, we're buzzing, and I want everyone to be happy and to be buzzing, but we've missed some proper chances, and we can really punish teams in a bad way at times, and I think that comes down to just the nature of the boys of being too nice at times, looking for that nice option instead of just going for the throat. But listen, patience pays off, and the style of play came through today, and we got over a 6, 7, 8 minute spell at the start, a little bit sloppy, but after that, to a man, we were brilliant, all over the pitch. And again, as you said, it could have been a lot more. So that's the only criticism. But other than the sloppy start, yeah, first class today.
When we went 1-0 down, obviously it's a bitter pill to swallow, but we never really diverted from the game plan. We looked, even before the goal, we looked a little bit shaky because they started well, but we never diverted from it. Is that something that's pleasing? Because we kept our heads, we kept going, and like we said, it was a really dominant display.
Yeah, we never stray from what we're about. Big credit to the boys to keep doing that. When you can go 1-0 down, sometimes it gets a bit heated and a bit confusing or a bit chaos. But we settled down really quick after that goal. And it actually, I think it woke us up. I think that we might have needed that, because after that, yeah, we were covering all sorts of distance, we were passing everywhere, and some of our general play was outstanding. And bringing Chris in this week, we had a big blow with Adnan. He was brilliant in goal for us, and for Chris to come in and to influence us from the back, and with his calmness and his presence and his technical abilities, was first class as well. So a great debut for him. You
keep getting ahead of my questions. I was just about to come on to that. Chris Haigh, he made some really big stops though. I know we've been talking about it being a dominant display, which it was, but there was one save in particular in the second half which was absolutely superb. Yeah. He's come in, he's not had a lot of football, and he's hit the ground running.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was offside at the time. I think the 1v1 you're talking about, stood up strong, used his experience, made a great save, and that was contagious throughout the whole team after that. We then kicked on another gear. So yeah, big credit to him coming in the door with new eyes on us and learning and adapting and taking it on board and yeah, putting his presence at the back line, which is really good to see after having a disappointing result with Adnan having to go back with an injury. Chris has come straight into the group, and it's no better feeling in your first game getting a win in that manner as well. So I'm sure he's buzzing as well.
I want to just ask you a question before I move on to that amazing, straightforward second half, if you like. Latrell Humphrey-Ewer's got his first senior goal for Oxford City. Mm-hmm. The celebration was a little bit muted. I think he kind of knew, we should have been doing better than we were. Half time, what was the mood in the dressing room like compared to what it's like at full time?
Fine, yeah. We had to remind him of the sloppiness. I think the strike was probably from frustration and anger, because Latrell played really well, and I think to go 1-0 down it always hurts. But Latrell I thought was brilliant today, all over the pitch, technical ability. I thought his passing, his movement, his sharpness. At times he looked, like he's played 100 games at this level, running rings around a Dover midfield at times, and that's not being unkind to Dover, but in terms of young players coming through, it's promising, and Latrell's got a bright future if he keep on going the way he is. So yeah, good news for Latrell.
More good news. Tom Harrison back on the bench. Good, positive to see him back.
Yeah, he's been patient. We've got obviously a couple of injuries in the group. They're all coming back now, so it's a really good timing. For Tom, it was, he's been working hard, same as Charlie Rowan, but just having that presence and someone who might be able to affect us in the last couple minutes of the game is really important. He hasn't had much game time for about 4 months now, so that was his first game he's been involved in, and he's first class from the bench and encouraging everyone. So yeah, the mood is feeling good, but again, we have to come back to those chances and we have to make sure we really punish teams, and that was the only criticism from today. Other than that, it was a first class performance.
That was our longest away trip of the season. Just a word on the fans as well, who travelled really well and got behind the team. Word for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey. Hopefully it felt better with the sun as well, and the nice day, and hopefully some of the football on display today made the drive back feel a lot better. So yeah, really appreciate the fans coming down and showing their support. We're just disappointed we couldn't score more from, and that's probably only down on today. But we'll get back on the coach in good spirits. Hopefully the fans have gone back in good spirits. We stick together as a whole club and we keep on moving forward.
I think they will go back in good spirits, because if my maths are right, that is us in the playoffs secured. I think Farnborough's defeat today means that we are mathematically, if not, we're all but there. But 2 games to go, it's about finishing as high as possible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't even the focus today of securing it. It was to win. So yeah, I think that the focus needs to stay like that every weekend. We're not going to get sidetracked by what people are talking about. We've got a job to do. Today we've done our jobs. Simple as that at times. Sometimes it takes us a couple of minutes to get going. I think the long journey didn't help. We had a couple of stops on the way down to stretch our legs, but if nothing's like that second wind you get after 10 minutes. Once we got that second win, we were brilliant. So yeah, disappointed not to get the clean sheet, but the goals on top is an added bonus. So we go back to Oxford with smiles on our faces today.
Well, so will I, Ross. Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.